the second edition. Well, great to be back here. Team Copilot, Inside Frontier. Let's talk about Copilot Cowork. It's here since how long are you working with it, Pascal? Can you?
Few weeks, beginning
Few
of
weeks.
April, something like that.
Yeah, me as well. And sort of like flabbergasted in some kind of ways, but also things that happening. For example, for me, there were some things last week that happening that I asked Copilot to do something and it went completely wrong, in my opinion. So they're sending an email out that I didn't want to send out. So it's also a learning for me as well about how to work with Cowork, what's possible and what's not. And we discussed with each other, let's share our knowledge around it in a LinkedIn Live and on YouTube and share what we think that are great use cases, what we have learned, what works and what not works. So it's nice. Can you introduce yourself for a bit?
Yeah, sure.
How you?
So it's great to be back with you, episode 2. My name is Pascal. I lead modern work in Switzerland for Copilot Chat, Microsoft MVP in Copilot and Agents, and have the pleasure to be co-host with you, Switzerland and Netherlands United. What about you, Femke?
Yeah, so my name is Femke Cornelissen, Chief Transformation Officer at Fortel, and also Microsoft MVP. Sometimes I forget to shout out as well, but I'm proud Microsoft MVP. We did the renewal the last weeks, so hopefully we stay an MVP for a long time. But
have you already submitted?
I did. And I used Cowork for it as well.
Hopefully.
So yeah, I did ask in Cowork to look at my agenda and look at the last 12 months of all my activities on events and give me a list. And it works. It was there.
It works?
Yes. So for all the MVPs who need to do a renewal, use Copilot Cowork for this. It will help you. Yeah. Good. And it's also vacation time here in the Netherlands. So I went with my family to Denmark last week. I don't know. How about you? Is there also vacation in your...
I don't know, to be honest. Since we have different, I know what's the regular vacation plan. However, I have a longer break in summer, so I'm looking forward to it. But cool. You're fully relaxed after vacation, or have you used to catch up?
Well, I'm sort of fully relaxed. But if you go with your children on vacation, it's it's vacation, but it's different vacation. So it feels good to work as well, I think, and to do your things. It's harder working with children than without, so that's a funny thing. But now we are back. Yeah. It was fun. It was a nice Denmark. It was really nice. I went to the Lego house and to the Lego land and seen something of Lego the building as well. It was nice to be there and doing fun things with children, but I was also learning a lot from the company there.
From Lego itself?
From Lego itself, yeah. Well, they are in a real transition as well on AI, but also years ago, they changed how they go to the markets, and they needed to stop with a lot of things in their organization because they needed to have more focus back. New CEO came. Well, it's nice things to learn about. Probably, I would recommend everyone to go to Lego and learn more about the history of the company. And I made a post about it. So if people want to read more in detail and also about their AI journey, I ask, of course, to a lot of people. So,
nice.
Well, yeah, it's nice.
Interesting to see. I mean, this maybe, it's obvious, but on the other hand, sometimes you forget that also companies that have real products like Lego blocks and so on also need to rethink their business model and how to leverage AI also on that one. So
yeah, and it's interesting that they are really thinking about like their planets and the things how they can do it more on a safer way, or the things that happening in the world that they can, well, give kids the imagination to think about that and work with that. Like, well, a lot of good things as well that they are doing and thinking about, but as well from business perspective to learn from. Yeah, it's good. Well,
now
back,
first day back.
First day back, and here we are.
Back to business.
So I think I can learn from you from like creating your like your Outlook agenda or your Outlook email and seeing like you send me in front of like sending what you're going to discuss about, and it was as well about cleaning your Outlook or working with your Outlook. So I'm very curious about what you're going to showcase me, because I can learn from that as well, I think.
Yeah, that's as we pre-discussed, right? It's all about sharing our experiences, what we saw that worked well. We do also live demo today from Femke and myself to just show it in real time, since not everyone has Cowork access these days due to the dependency on Anthropic as a sub-processors and so on. Maybe we can do a really short catch up about what the prerequisite to use Cowork, right? So first, you need to be in the Frontier program as a tenant. You need to activate Anthropic as a sub-processor. And last but not least, of course, you need an M365 Copilot license.
Yes.
All that you can finally use Copilot Cowork.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can put it on for your whole organization, but also for a few people to test it out, right? It's not something that you, or for the whole organization or not, but you can choose which people you want to have in the Frontier, like in the Frontier program, I would say. Yeah. Good. And well, in the first episode, we also discussed a little bit about, are you then a Frontier company? Well, we said no, you're not a Frontier company if you are in a Frontier program. But yes, you can see the newest updates in Copilot and as well in Cowork. And before it comes out general available, you can test it out and you know what's coming. And of course, Microsoft asked back to give some feedback about the product so they can make it better. And I think that's also something that's really important to have in mind, because it's something that they want that you test before it comes general available for everyone.
Exactly. And also to keep in mind that not every single time everything works perfectly. So I also notice sometimes past chat suddenly disappear. I don't know if you have the same experiences. Couldn't re-find my past chat. Not all of them, but one I have missed. So I think you need also to be open that not everything works perfectly, but rather really to use it to get first idea, to play around and test it, use it also in productive ways. So happy to hear your first thoughts, Femke. How did you use Cowork these days? What weren't really good? When were you disappointed? Maybe you can share some experiences.
Yeah, so I had a few use cases that I also want to share. But for example, one of the things that I really want to do is like making better PowerPoint presentations, and I think we all want that even more. So we want PowerPoint presentations that is in your business templates, and maybe it's good to share a little bit about that. Is that an idea that we going to do that as well? Let me see if I can do that. One moment. Share screen.
We get the standard question, right? Do you see my screen? And then...
Oh yeah. a little scared. I'm not really prepared. I see that's not really good for that. One moment. I have to close a few things.
But maybe I can build the bridge till you're ready.
Yeah.
I think an important part also with Cowork, we get also introduced into the concept of skills, and it's also sometimes confusing, hey, when to use M365 Copilot, when I should use notebooks, Cowork, agents, and so on. And I think this is also important for you to get used to it, to understand, hey, what's the difference between a skill and an agent? To also think about this for your organization.
Yeah, and as well, if you're thinking, for example, like I would say PowerPoints and the scenario that we see there, how to create a good PowerPoint, you also need to think about, do I need to do it from Copilot Cowork? Do I need to do it from my PowerPoint application? Do I need to do it from the browser of PowerPoint? Because you will see that every application have a different experience, and I think we all need to learn what is the best for what kind of use case that we have. And I think that's exactly the thing that we want to share, right? We try it out and finding workarounds that works the best for the use cases that we see. So here is my screen. Let's see if I can. I think you see it now. Yeah. So this is, for example, first I wanna share this because like then you already see what I already made, but I also can put it on new chats. But for example, what I did here is let me see. I go one back. It's always just going one back. So what I ask, I want the Copilot agent legal presentation in the style of template of Wortel, like the template that I also put in here. And when I open it, you see here the Wortel template that I have. Bloop. And then when I go back, you see the legal. You see also here the process with all the input. This is the legal template that I made. Some insights about AI agents in the legal world. So I have this Copilot agent legal template of Copilot agent legal PowerPoint, and I wanted to have it in the PowerPoint style of Wortel, the organization that I work for. So I just ask, I want a Copilot agent legal presentation in the style of the template of Wortel. It's a double L, but sorry. Can you do that for me? And then I say, okay, well, let's go for it. And it do different kind of tasks. It's reading the slides, it's creating some graphics, building it in, and then it said it's done. I think it's cost like 5 minutes, something like that, or 3 minutes, something like that. And then I have the output, and this is the new one. So you see that it uses all kind of like signs that we have in our organization and the colors. So this is the first thing that you can do with Copilot Cowork. And I think for me, this is something that I really, really enjoy because like this is a big step, because I think the last years we all want to have like a PowerPoint that is in sort of the style of your organization, and it never ever really worked well. And I think now I have a first draft for maybe 90%, and I can tweak some things, but this works. The other thing that you can do is you can go to your PowerPoint and you can ask to a PowerPoint application and say, okay, create this PowerPoint presentation. It's not really working well if you do that. So in your application, I would not recommend to do it. The other thing that you can do, and I can showcase that as well, is first of all, sharing my screen again. Windows, Cowork, share.
I think in general, just as a hint, all the output documents live within OneDrive. So for each session, Cowork creates its own folder within a specific OneDrive or folder, but then you can access it also through your OneDrive.
True. And you also going to see, like, you have the Copilot Cowork, but you as well have a PowerPoint agent. And when I ask the same question there, the templates, and then I get as well the same question that I want to have, example about the branding, blah, blah. I get like questions about for who is the presentation, is it in for which people are it, who are the people going to see the slides, how long do I need to have the slides. So I think the PowerPoint agent is more, I want to start somewhere and let's go. It asks you some questions. It's doing not the same as you see that Copilot Cowork can do. We'll bring it together. So this will not work if you want to have the scenario to do that. The other scenario that you can do is, I also stop sharing now and I go to PowerPoint in my online environments. Am I in the right environments? No. I need to change. Sorry about that.
Also here in general, I think that especially for the PowerPoint use case, the Anthropic models work at least the last couple of weeks even better than the GPT models. Let's see how it changes maybe also with the GPT 5.5. That's also already available within Copilot. But I think this is also something we can leverage.
True. Okay, so getting back to my sharing screen. Yes, share. So I'm now in my PowerPoint, and you also can, for example, create a blank presentation. Then you have the option of editing. Hello, there it is. And then you have Copilot over here, and what you see in the environment on, then you see like clouds, and you see the agent mode here. Let me see if I can find it. And sometimes changing as well.
During your vacation, so to be fair, it's now at the top, allow editing. No, right above the prompt window.
Oh.
It's a tiny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they changed the UI, so you have to switch to allow editing, and this is the
analyst. Okay, and now I don't see the. Well, fun. And this is exactly why we're sharing this, probably because you see that you cannot use the agent mode here right now. And sometimes it's changing, but it's working in Cowork, that you say, okay, I have a template and I have my presentation that I want to change in the templates. That's working. It doesn't work in your application, in your PowerPoint application, when you chat just in your application local. And it also works in your browser to use the agent modes that you can put on and say, okay, I want to change my templates or in my template, or I want to change my slides in a different kind of color or in the colors that are from my organization. And this is the organization's colors. That also works, but now I don't see it exactly when I just showcase it right now.
Yeah, but maybe in general, what you just mentioned about the PowerPoint aspect, and maybe I can share then also the concept of skills, because what we also these days trying at Campana and Shot is, hey, if we use Cowork in general with our corporate templates, why do not just create a skill that really defines how to use the template in general? And if I may share my screen now, let's share to
This is
Cowork.
interesting, and also Vincent is saying that you were in agent mode, but it's calling now editing.
Yeah, it's super confusing, right? Especially maybe just to switch here to, it's now called not anymore agent mode, it's editing Copilot. They switched the template here from you have to allow editing here,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is basically the editing Copilot, aka agent mode. So they switched during your vacation the UI.
Interesting.
But let's come back to the concept of skills.
Yeah.
Even though it is a prompt in German where I have my daily briefing for my demo user, that gives me automatically a Teams message to my personal one with all the information on, hey, today this is the main priority. I have these meetings and these are my top 3 tasks. What I did now is, instead of using this, we can easily create also a skill with a pilot, which can be used with /skills, and say, hey, let's create a skill for my personal daily briefing. It re-asks me, hey, what should be focused on the daily briefing? I get the markdown file with all the information, blah, blah, blah. At the end, I said, let's create the skill now. It also gives me a first indication, hey, how good does the trigger clarity is, how specific are the instructions, and so on. And afterwards, we can find it within our OneDrive, document, Cowork, and then skills. And I have here my briefing document, which is a skill.md file, a markdown file. And now every time I hit the personal briefing, go back to Cowork, we can use the / with skill and then use the CIO briefing. And then it automatically triggers this skill we applied here. And this is interesting because, for example, what I also prepared here is, since I also quite often be the project lead within projects and so on, I will ask Cowork, hey, let's create a skill called project status report that gather all the information to have also a description how to move forward. So the skill really describes the way of work or how the task should work like. And just with using the /skills, we can hit it now. Well, it's Frontier, right? Sometimes we need to rerun it. This is exactly what we just said. Let's use it here, skill management, rerun it. And then it should work. Let's see if Frontier is and then it automatically goes through it and create the skill. And this is, you can build up to 20 custom skills for your own. So that's a great way to leverage Cowork even more, especially if you have already created some Claude skills, for example. You can just copy and paste it also to Copilot Cowork.
So you can put it in the same documents library, or do you just copy paste it in your Cowork and say make skill of it?
You can just, either you copy and paste it, or the whole concept is you need to add it within the skills folder. And each folder is its own skill, and then you have the skill.md file, which needs this header here with the name and the first description, and then you have the whole skill. and can be reused every time.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
So this is super cool. And especially it's super easy, even though you're not used to Markdown or writing in Markdown or whatsoever, you can really describe in natural language what you would like to have with skills.
Interesting. Another thing that I figured out, or I just wanted to run, or I did, is the agents. Do I say agents? Well, I'm a little bit confused today, I think. Let me see. In Researcher, I did the computer use.
Yeah.
I think that's also nice to share. I don't really go to log in on my screen, but I want to share how it works.
Yes.
Because I think there are so many scenarios you can think about right there. Oh. Yes, there we are. Almost. Share screen window. Yes, here we are. So if you go to the Researcher agent, and I think it's quite confused for a lot of people, where do I need to go to the, we talked about like PowerPoint and skills and Researcher. So it's really searching for like which kind of application for which kind of use case. But what you see here is the Researcher, and it's great to doing research. You see here different kind of ChatGPT, but you also can use Claude in it. But what you also see is the computer use, and what it means, it's actually going to do things for you. So for example, when I say go to my LinkedIn page and log in, send invite to Pascal. For example, let's see. I'm not really going to log in and share that, but you can see the concept here. So it's going to preparing, blah, blah, blah. It's blocked. Wow, that's interesting. So it generated an generated image of like a page, and I don't know why I don't have access, but there it is. Now it's opening again LinkedIn, and I can sign in. Well, I can give my login here and put it in here, and it's going to sign in. And then it's actually going to click for me, finding Pascal or searching for people that I want to connect or send an invite. Or what you also can think about is like sharing some content, for example, putting on your LinkedIn, or doing research on your LinkedIn and asking to do research on your last LinkedIn article that you made. So it's a big, like, I think a big thing to think about, like that you can ask people to do, ask the computers to do something for you, and you get research out of it, and you can put it back in your work, for example, or in the research that you did before.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's super powerful, especially as you've mentioned, if there is no API or whatsoever, you can still gather the information, or if something is behind a paywall and you have the credential to use, for example, also newspaper or whatsoever, you can still leverage the capabilities while acting as Femke or as Pascal.
Exactly. And it's mind-blowing that it actually can do something for you, that you ask for it, and you actually see your mouse going and finding out and give you some information back. So, well, I think a lot of different kind of use cases you can think about that. For me, it's, for example, like LinkedIn, something that I did some research with. But you also can think about doing your groceries or something like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have more about you?
Yeah,
You told
maybe
me about.
also looking to the clock. Maybe I can share the last use case we would like to cover today to help me organize my week, especially for you to catch up after holiday or vacation, to get an overview what I just missed, what do I have in my inbox, and so on. And actually, it's super cool because you have this predefined prompts we can use. So I just use the arrange my week, of course, revise it as you would wish. And what it does here is also it goes through your whole calendar, double check, hey, what are the meetings of this week? Where do you have some double bookings? Where do I need to set my priorities? So let's wait another minute. I think I have prepared here. And what it does here, you get the first overview, how your week look like. It also identifies some observation. For example, hey, May 1st is a public holiday in many European countries. However, I have several time slots or several meetings on May 1st. So I can now say to Cowork, what are my priorities for this week? For example, one priority is the IT strategy meeting on Thursday. Indeed, there is reschedule Friday because it's a public holiday. I can also say this to Cowork, and then also how to go through the conflict. So I have a conflict on Thursday. I would like to keep the meeting on governance and reschedule the mentoring part. And last but not least, just fix conflict and holiday. And I submit it now. And based on my input, Cowork now goes through the meetings, rebook, for example, all the meetings on May 1st. It also identifies, for example, hey, there is a meeting where one of my employees is joining as well. Maybe I can delegate it to this person. It will send automatically a message to the other person. It's really great for starting the week or on Friday to prepare the week after. And it actually does things for you, not just an overview or a personal briefing, but really have the calendar management. And I think this is
It's interesting.
such a great
place. I think as well, really, when you think about getting your priorities in a week, like we have all a big agenda a whole week. So what are really the priorities, and or putting some time to travel, for example, I think it also can help there to, like, I think that are use cases that a lot of people put in or want to add in. Did you also did some things around like your Outlook email? Because I asked Cowork, for example, to cleaning up my email, and that was also really fun because I get like a lot of things that I can just throw away, and that Cowork also made a concept email that I can use, and then I put it on sent by Cowork.
Yeah, that's great, right? Yeah. And I always laugh, or in a positive way, if I get emails from my coworkers where it says sent by Cowork.
Yeah, I put it on every Microsoft employee that I'm going to send by Cowork. Well, I'm doing this. Yeah, it's fun. But it actually helps. So that's the most important way. So we did a lot of things. We shared what Cowork is. We shared some knowledge around the Frontier Forum, how you can put it on. We shared different kind of scenarios for creating a PowerPoint in the best way. And I think we're still searching for what's working for every organization. But we see that Copilot Cowork will work there a lot instead of the normal application. So there is this big updates, I think, in PowerPoints in a positive way. You shared a lot about skills. I think it's really important to invest in skills, so learning what it is, create at least 3 or 4 skills, figuring out what it can do for you, and then maybe you can create even more in up to 20, you said. And then I also showcased the computer use. I think there are a lot of click work that we every day need to do by yourself, but we can think about things that Cowork can do for us. For example, the LinkedIn Cowork of a researcher with LinkedIn, that you can give your login, or a different kind of website that you use that you can share there. Maybe even in your organization, like in your SharePoint organization. It doesn't need to be like outside, I think, as well. You can do it inside your organization environment. So it's just a few use cases to think about what it can do for you and how it can help for you. And the last one that we did was about the agenda and give some priority, etc., but as well talking about your email and clean it up. Maybe we need to share that the next time as well, or the upcoming weeks, about the cleaning up the Outlook email. But I think we shared a lot. Yeah.
And okay, I'm also super curious to hear some use cases from others. I think there is a ton out there, and we just at the surface level and showed the most obvious one. But if you have some highlight use cases, share it with us. I'm curious to hear.
Yeah, me as well. Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have some feedback or some comments, or if you want to add some scenarios, please put it in comments. We also want to learn from others, and that's what the community is for. It's not only us who's sending, but we also want to learn from you. Next time you want to invite one of the Copilot partners, right, Pascal?
Yeah,
one of the Copilot of the Year partners, and discussing how they using Copilot Cowork and the Frontier firm, etc. Yeah. Good.
Fun.
Okay. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.